welcome y'all to this week's episode of Ducking Reality. In the house is my girl Brenda.
Whoop, whoop,
She's
whoop.
back. And one, I want to find out what's been going on with you, how everything is. And then two, you're going to give me some advice on the burn. Because I'm going to Burning Man for the first time.
So excited for you.
I'm so excited, but I'm so nervous.
Don't be.
So how's your life been?
Life's been good. I've had a lot of changes happen in 2025, and all of them have been really good ones. Except they've been really abrupt. I ended up having to leave my job, which I saw the writing on the wall, but it meant that I had to stop working remotely for the past 6 years.
Oh, wow.
I had to take a pay cut, and now I'm driving to the office 5 days a week. In fact, I just drove over here from work.
That's a huge change.
Indeed. It's been pretty exhausting. It's a lot to get used to. I think I probably work more now than I ever have in my whole life.
Is it weird, too, to be back, around people every day?
It was. It kind of freaked me out at first.
Yeah, I can imagine that.
I remember feeling a lot of anxiety, be sitting at my desk thinking people are staring at me and staring at what I'm doing. Nobody cares. Yeah. And my boss and a lot of other people who work remotely were like, yeah, don't worry. Nobody's looking at you. Nobody cares.
Well, that's good that other people were like, hey, listen, this is going to come up and it's probably going to feel weird and don't let it.
Yeah, I was having panic attacks there for the first week.
Oh, God.
I'm just used to being at home with my hairless cats, Deja and Rue, who are doing really good. And so I miss my girls all the time and they miss me because they're not used to this.
Right. For 6 years you've been home.
Yes.
Yeah.
I got my cats during the pandemic time. So that changed. But then I also met who I consider the love of my life. And it's funny because I met him at the Fireside bar.
You did?
It's a good story. Can I tell it to you?
Yes, please tell me it. We love
awesome.
The Fireside tie-in here.
Oh, yeah. So one of the other changes I think you knew about is that I had to leave my apartment of 9 years.
Right.
And it was because my landlady had a family situation where she needed to move in her grandson and his family into my space. So I ended up being legally evicted, so to speak.
Yep.
Over the course of the holidays last year.
Yeah, it was really tough.
Yeah, it was either you get to move out day after Thanksgiving or the day after Christmas. So I had to boogie and find something really quickly. But the nice thing was because it was a non-fault eviction, they had to pay me money.
Oh, that's nice.
Right? So it offset the expenses and all of that.
Yeah.
So it was during this time when everything's in boxes. My life's in upheaval. I couldn't find pants, swear to God, for the first week. Everything was in boxes and everything was in disarray. And I remember just being so upset that when I finally did find pants, I was able to leave the house. And I wandered off to Calafia because I wanted tacos.
Yeah.
It's like, man, I just want to eat some food. And I just got sweatpants on. I have a t-shirt on. I don't have any makeup on. I'm just looking really disheveled and frumpy, and ordered my tacos and went and sat at the Fireside. And so here I am at the corner where the back of me is facing the front door, right there at that corner where you turn in. And so, Sarah, one of the bartenders, right? She comes in. Exactly. I love Sarah. She comes in and she sits around the corner to my left.
Okay.
So I'm sitting towards the corner, but there's a seat to my left. And then Sarah just cleared the corner and she went ahead and sat so I could see her, right?
Right. It's easy to talk when you're both on the corner.
Exactly. And because I'm angry and hangry, I'm just sitting there just putting tacos in my face. And I hear a man's voice behind me that says, "Excuse me, may I sit here?" And I'm just hangry and my mouth is full of carnitas tacos. And I'm just chewing, kind of annoyed. And Sarah makes eye contact with me and she says, and I nod and she says, "Yes, Dario, you can sit here." And so he says, "Thank you." And he sits there and I don't even pay any attention. I'm sitting here eating my food. And it's like that Snickers commercial. You're not like yourself when you're hungry.
Right.
The more I'm eating food, the more my blood sugar is being restored.
You're slowly coming back into your body and being calm.
It was 100% like that. I started being like, oh, okay, I feel better. And I'm just, all of a sudden, I'm just listening to this man sitting next to me. I like the sound of his voice. He's kind. He's asking Sarah, who knows him, do you want a shot? Here, he's buying shots for people. He's being kind. He's being nice. And I'm just listening to him. And I'm in my mind, I was like, okay, who is this guy? And I turned around and that's how I met my partner, Dario.
Oh,
yeah. It was like an instant connection. And after that, we ended up seeing each other again. And then he took me on a date.
Nice.
And then the rest is history. Like it's I don't know. I'm turning 50 years old next Tuesday. And if you'd have told me that I would have met the love of my life at 50, I would have told you that you're fucking crazy.
Right.
But it did. It happened to me.
Yay. I love love stories.
He's kind. He's considerate. We don't fight nor argue. We treat each other with respect. Not saying that sometimes he's not grumpy or I'm not having a hard day.
Or you're hangry.
Yeah, or I'm hangry. But we watch how we speak to each other. And it literally is like a love story every day. So as I'm going through these changes of, being away from my house of 9 years, because I was talking about it a lot. That I had my garden there. I had like my
You were really
garage.
connected to that place.
Yeah, it was 9 years of my life, and I was very used to it. And then I'm thrust into this apartment where, some of the neighbors are hoarders, some of them are loud. It's not the best apartment in the world, but I'm hoping that Dario and I can move out and move into something better next year.
Nice.
I mean, he's at my place all the time anyway. But the fact that here I am going through all this tumult and all of this change, and here's a person who's choosing to be with me anyways.
Right. And you just changed your job. So that's two of the biggest life things that you can have going on. You're changing not only where you're living, but you're also changing your job. And not only your job, but how you do your job. It's not like you just got another remote job in your home, in your apartment, getting settled into it. You're gone every day, all day.
Yeah, exactly.
And commuting, which you haven't done in 6 years. And that's a lot of change going on.
It is. It's been huge.
And then to have a new person in it, added to your life too.
Exactly.
That could have gone really the other way.
But yeah, it could have. So I feel like having Dario there has been a real stabilizing force as I just get used to being in the office all the time. I do like my job. It's enjoyable. It's just really demanding. But the people that I work with are some of the best people in the world, and they're really smart, and it's fun to go in and build hardware because that's what I do. And
that's awesome. Congratulations.
Thank you.
I can't wait to meet him.
Yeah.
I wonder if I've met him.
Possibly.
Because if Sarah knows him, I might. But there's a lot of people that I don't know that well anymore over there.
I feel that.
And Sarah does. She's been there forever.
Yeah, she is.
People always mistake her for me, I guess. They'll be
I
like,
haven't
hey,
heard
Siobhan.
that.
Yeah, she'll be like, someone the other day thought I was you. And I'm like, I don't get it. We're both just short. That's really, I have dark hair. She has light hair. But she gets it. She tells me she gets it all the time.
I guess I never would have imagined.
She was like, doesn't it happen to you? And I was like, no. I'm sorry. I'm like, no, people just yell at me for me.
Yeah. No, I get it.
But but then, so I had called you the other day because it keeps coming up to me that I should go. And last year I almost went we talked about it last year.
Yes,
we talked about it last year because you were like, just come, you can camp with me. It's fine. And I chickened out because I was just like, I'm not prepared. And this year I still don't know if I'm that prepared, but I'm going to go to the Burn. I bought my ticket.
Congratulations.
So I went to, thank you. I went to a camp out a couple weeks ago.
Okay.
It's Duck Pond and Air Pusher.
Yeah.
That they put this camp on. It's to help them raise money. And so I met it's the second year I went to that.
Okay.
And a bunch of people there were like, you should come. And then, it's come up a few times. And then one of the girls from there, Trina or Trixie, got me. She was like, hey, I got a ticket, face value, and I can get you a parking pass, same thing. And I was like, okay, I'm in.
Excellent.
And I'm in transition with some of my jobs right now. So I'm like, it's a good time for me to go.
Yeah, it is.
I have some time off. I'm, getting on ready to really launch all my art with the podcast and with writing and doing all of that. And, I still have some fear. And someone's like, Burning Man's going to crack you completely more open and just,
it will
change you completely. And I was like, I don't want it to change me completely. But I wanted to help strip away all the other stuff that I've kind of got.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What kind of questions do you want to ask me about it?
So the
ask
biggest,
me anything.
Yeah. Well, I want to know everything. One, how, I know I need my tent and I need shade cover for my tent.
Yes.
Should I bring a car tent? How bad is the dust going to be for my car?
It really varies year to year. Your car is going to be dusty.
Right.
It may never get rid of the dust ever again.
But is it better to bring a carport thing to put it in? Do people do that?
No, not really.
Okay.
Not unless you're going to be staying in it. So I did a lot of tent camping, and I'm probably going to do tent camping this year because Dario's coming with me. I have a van that I bought last year.
Right.
And it's a pretty nice build out. It's got a bed in there, and there's a shade structure that I have that goes over it, and it also provides shade for like 2 other tents.
Oh, nice.
But it's, I needed it. There's improvements that I felt like I was supposed to make to it over the year, but like I was just telling you about my life, just going in a different direction. I ended up having my friends in Santa Rosa take care of it for me because I had nowhere to park.
Oh, yeah.
Right. So that becomes the obstacle. And this year, Dario's like, well, I want to be in a tent. Right. So we're still going to take the van because I have it's built out with a memory foam bed in there.
Nice.
Yeah, it's a really nice bed, but it's kind of cramped, and it would be cramped for 2 people because it really needs to be stripped out and built out correctly.
Okay.
But for you, I would say getting the best tent possible is recommendable. Man, I wish we would have talked when I was selling my gear, because some of the best desert tents I had, I sold like the one I took for 4 years for like $250, and it was still worth it. And then I sold my other brand new tent because I was like, well, I'm not going to meet anybody. I'm never going to camp in a tent. Look at me this year, scrambling for a tent, because you don't know. Each year at Burning Man is different.
Yeah.
That's the biggest point I would illustrate to you. The tent that I would buy, and it might be too late this year, it's called the no-bake tent.
Okay.
This is a really good system. I was able to have it in the desert, and I didn't have an additional shade structure over it, and it's very comfortable. It's probably the most comfortable desert tent I've ever seen. Retail is selling for $950.
Wow.
It's a 6-person tent. It's got a lot of guy wires, which is annoying. You do need a second person to put it up with you, but I find that most equipment you do.
Okay.
But the only thing is it has 4 poles and a front pole. It is pretty easy. And if you're with people, or if you ask for help, I find that people are like, yeah, we'll totally help you put that up.
Yeah.
So that's what I've done, because I've camped by myself. I camp with very, very good friends of mine that I've known for over 10 years now. And we camp together. But sometimes I'm the first one on Playa, or I need somebody to help me because legally I'm disabled, a bad back. And so there's things that I really can't do anymore. So what I've done is I've tried to strip down everything to the essentials of what I need. And I want things to be able to be built quickly.
Right.
If I am fucking around with that thing for more than 5 minutes, it is useless to me in the desert. I want to have things that I can put together by myself, with the exception of my tent, of course, very quickly. Though I do find that with my no-bake tent, I was able to take it down alone. Okay. It's just putting it up because it's so high, but you can stand up in there. I had like a little table and stuff, and I made sure everything looked nice. Everything was well illuminated. Right. That kind of thing. So that would be my suggestion. And people like the Kodiaks. Kodiaks are real popular there. That also works. You want to get this stuff called a luminette. Okay. Right. So, or a tarp. You're going to want to have something over your tent. Right.
I've read a lot about that.
Be prepared to still wake up pretty early in the morning. That's why I like the no-bake tent, because even though it was so big, it's a 2-tent system. So you have the one shell, and then there's hooks, and there's another tent that drops below it.
Oh, okay.
And I literally thought it was the best tent I've ever had out there. So we'll see what happens, because Dario has his own equipment, and we're supposed to be going through it this weekend.
Nice. How long have you been doing the burn?
This will be year number 7 for me.
Wow. And you always work the perimeter?
So I do work gate perimeter exodus. Thank you for asking. I actually wore my vest for you today because I ended up getting my 5-year patch last year. Nice. So every 5 years. And then there's small increments thereafter. When you're volunteering for gate, you get another patch to add. Nice. I think that a lot of us just volunteer because we get the swag. Yeah. And with gate, the swag is dope, and it changes every single year. Does it? It's pretty cool. Nice. Yeah. So with gate, you'll recognize us because we are the humans dressed in black, and we are the people who are assisting and getting you into the event. It was my second burn when I decided that I wanted to be a part of this. So for me, my Burning Man life and my gate life are very intertwined. And I think that's why it really kept me going back. I did a lot of regionals too, because you have every state, countries all over the world will do their own Burning Man event. They're called regionals. And I really recommend them, especially if you're like, oh, I can't go this year, or it's too heavy, or it's just too intense for me. We have one called Unscrews. That's our local regional that's down in Santa Cruz, and that's always a lot of fun. Yeah. Someone was like, you need to go to Unscrews. And I was like, okay, I'll be there. Yeah, like we brought art like the past couple of years to that, and we always have a really good time. This year I had gone to Love Burn. That's currently the most popular regional in the United States, which is pretty fun. That's at Virginia Keys Beach, adjacent to Miami. So that was a lot of fun too.
I remember when you were going.
Yeah, it's the same thing where people have a effigy burn, they have a man burn, there's a temple burn. Some regionals do temple burns and some don't. But there's like 5,000 people. It's amazing. Wow. It's been interesting to just watch that regional grow. And so there was a time in my life around 2019 where I did a bunch of regionals because I was having a lot of life shit happen, a lot of change. And what my solution to handling that was traveling, just like I know you do too, because you're an avid traveler and you're not afraid to do things by yourself. I just started going to all these different regionals and it gave me so much peace. So now when I take a look at, 2019 really sucked because it did, I don't see that anymore. I just see, I got to do a lot.
Right.
I got to travel. I went to like 4 Burning Man regionals. One's in Vancouver, BC called Burn in the Forest. I recommend that one.
Nice.
We've got Saguaro Man in Arizona. There's Bequinox in Southern California. So all of this you can find on burningman.org. There'll be like a regionals list. Yeah. And these are the officially recognized Burning Man regionals, meaning that they subscribe to the 10 principles.
Yeah. Which is really nice. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And when I went to this, what are the mini ones called? That's like a regional, but like the one I went to, because it's like you have to be invited.
There's a lot of those coming.
Yeah. Like for this one that I went to, a friend that was like part of their camp, she invited one friend and then they were able to invite me the next year.
Yes.
So it's been like that. And like you're really in charge of the person you invite. Like if they are an asshole, you don't get invited back the next year.
That's really true. And I was talking to my friend and coworker, Toby, where I work, and he had the same exact experience where he was telling me about this get together that happens in Tahoe. And he really loved it, but it's the same of taking personal responsibility for the people that you're inviting.
Yeah.
And I think that that's a really good thing because it makes you have a discerning eye towards the quality of the people whom you're inviting into these circles.
Yep. Yeah, and it was fun because like everybody kind of knew each other. I mean, not everyone, but like, a lot of the people knew each other or have been doing this every few years. So they know each other's faces. Yep. Like you don't have to worry about your stuff in your tent. Like it was a one camping site that everyone there was for this one event. So I think it was like just under 300 people.
That sounds lovely.
Yeah, it was so much fun. Like there was DJs playing all day and then there was like game shows and treasure hunts and little shows and little art things, and it was really fun. And it was just like adult camp.
Yeah.
It was so much fun.
You're going to discover too, like with these events, just like regionals, everybody burns differently. And I think one of the most exciting things to see from like an anthropological communal perspective is just seeing how these people in communities burn together. They're all different. Yeah. What you might think happens at one regional or one of these events isn't the same as what happens when you go across the country or when you go to a different country. And I think that's so exciting. But I've found some of my best friends at these things.
Yeah, I'm so excited.
I would be too.
But I'm also very nervous because this is going to be like the biggest camping I've ever done. Because I have been now camping twice. Yep. And they've both been at this one campsite that has porta potties and running showers. And so, it's more like glamping. Yeah. And now we're going to the desert where like, do I need a pee bucket?
I would say you should probably have something. A lot of folks will use like a pee funnel, like for us. And then we have like an empty container. Sometimes it's a gallon bucket or a coffee can. One of those big crystal geyser bottles. That's what I use. And I just pee standing up in it and then take it out to the Porto the very next day.
Yeah.
Everybody does it. It's definitely a hardcore leave no trace event.
Right.
Right. But there are Portos. You do bring your own toilet paper, but it's remarkable. All of the things that you're able to do and the people that you meet, it's extraordinary. And then there's nothing like riding your bike onto deep Playa and then going to look at all the art. Maybe you're going to go to the Diplo sunrise set. Maybe you're going to go find Carl Cox. I mean, it depends. I tell people that whatever you're looking for at Burning Man, you're going to find it. I have friends who are sober. There are a lot of sober camps. If you don't want to drink, there are so many camps that are ready to support you and so many people who are willing to help you. You can find the burn that you're looking for. And then conversely, and you'll hear this on a lot of Burning Man podcasts, sometimes you get the burn that you get, and they can be pretty difficult ones. And I've had difficult burns in the past.
Yeah.
Where I'm like, wow, this is really fucked. Why am I doing this? Where everything just kind of went a certain way. And the oddity is I had that kind of difficult burn in 2019 listening to a podcast.
Oh, really?
With a man explaining that very same thing. And this was like right when I was on the 447 going into Gerlach. And I had no idea that that was the kind of burn I was going to have. So it just harkened back to this person's words. And he'd been going for 25 years. It was actually a really cool interview. And I was really happy to have heard it right on the way to what turned out to be a really difficult burn for me. Because that was the last one before the pandemic and everything just shut down too. And everybody got a cooling off period, which I'm pretty grateful for.
Yeah. Because there was no burn during COVID, right?
No.
Yeah.
Nope. 2020, I went to Love Burn in Florida, which was great. And then I want to say it was 3 weeks after I came home that the whole country shut down.
Right.
And then
Such a
Burning
wild
Man
time.
didn't happen that year, and it didn't happen the next year. But that's when they had the Renegade Burn. I did go to 4th of July. This is not a Burning Man event. I would say this is more like a Black Rock Desert event where they say, look, we're going to the site of where the event called Burning Man is, but this is not a Burning Man event. Playa is much different. It happens during the 4th of July.
Okay.
And it's pretty much like open camping. Like you pretty much just drive onto Playa where the event is normally held in August, September. And you'll just see camps dotted throughout the desert. And a lot of the fun is like you drive to each one of them. And it's a lot of the same vibe. Yeah. I went 2020 with a friend of mine because he needed to go check his trailer. A lot of people will store their trailer and their gear in Gerlach because there's a lot of storage facilities equipped for that. And it was great. I had a really fun time.
So for Burning Man, do they actually put up like a fence?
They do.
Oh.
They do. That would be the trash fence. And so when you take a look at Burning Man and the geometry of what it looks like, there's a fence that is right around it.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah. It's like, we call it the trash fence because it's there to protect Deep Playa from all of the trash and stuff that could be uprooted during a dust storm. And the dust storms can be pretty intense there.
I've heard that. Like I've heard it's like whiteout conditions or brownout conditions.
It can be.
Where you can't, they're like, because I took like a little Burning Man 101 class the other day.
Yeah.
And they were going over some of this stuff, like, you know, how far it is and how long it is to walk across the whole playa and having bikes and that, like after a few days, but your bike can get a little tough because the sand starts to get softer and looser from all the people on it and the art cars, and like make sure you have a fat tire bike. And then just talking about like supplies and making sure you have shade structure and sunscreen and vinegar. Vinegar was a big one.
And baby wipes.
Yes.
Definitely have baby wipes. Do you have a checklist of the things that you should bring?
Trina sent me her list that she sends out.
Okay.
And it's got the stuff that's like, this is the necessary stuff. This is like your goggles and headlamps and extra batteries and first aid kit and, you know, all of the kind of essentials. And then like make sure you have warm coats for at night.
Yes.
And so I think like I'm kind of prepared. I'm just still... can I bring alcohol? Does it all have to be in cans or like
yes, you can
no
bring
bottles,
alcohol.
Right?
No, you can bring bottles.
Oh, okay.
You can bring anything you like. And by the way, Gate, we really love to have unopened bottles of alcohol and beer. So when you come,
gifts,
please gift your Gate people unopened alcohol. Unopened only, please.
Right.
And a lot of times we'll also take mixers so for Gate, I'll swing it back to this for a moment. We have our staff bar called the Black Hole, and I absolutely encourage you to come visit it.
Okay.
It's our staff bar. It is open to everyone, and it's open 24/7, and it's run on donations.
Oh, nice.
But we have to take unopened alcohol because, well, you just don't know what people are going to do with open bottles, right? People think it's funny to like dose people. We don't think that's funny.
Yeah, that's not funny.
Right. But our bar is the best bar. And so a lot of the time we're out there just being like, hey, do you have any unopened alcohol?
Yeah.
Right.
And I remember you telling us a story of like when you search someone's car, what are you searching for?
So honestly, we're just there to make sure that participants are bringing things that are safe into the event.
Okay.
Right? We're not being unreasonable. We're not trying to look for anything like the police would be looking for or whatever.
Right.
We're just there just asking questions, just making sure that you're safe and making sure that you have a ticket and a vehicle pass.
Right. And then make sure that I don't have weed in my car because I go across federal land.
I would say that we are a drug-free event. If people ask you for drugs, they're a cop. And sometimes these cops will be naked as the day they were born. And you think
they're
that
undercover.
there's a lot of people who come out to the event wanting to pop you for drugs. You don't want to do that. And so the answer to anybody asking you for drugs is I don't use drugs and leave the situation.
Right. That surprised me though that they are out there like that.
100%.
Yeah.
Trust nobody you don't know asking you for illicit substances, and always say no and always leave. And the thing is if there's a reasonable doubt cast upon you, they can come in and raid your camp also. So if you're not using drugs, there might be somebody in your camp who's maybe doing something that they don't want to be seen doing. And so we want to make sure that everybody stays safe and protected.
Yeah.
But yeah, for Gate, we love to get people into the event safely. We're there to accommodate and to help people who are having problems, maybe they can't find their ticket that's, in their email. I mean, Gate's there to help.
Right.
We're there to be useful. You should consider after this year, come and sign up for a shift.
Yeah.
It's a lot of fun.
Yeah. I'm like I said, I'm trying to figure out where I'm going to camp because I have a couple friends that have been like, oh, you can probably camp with us and you can probably camp with us. And I have a friend that's like, I renegade camp all the time. So that's what I'm doing. And they come camp next to me.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, okay, like that sounds kind of fun, but then it makes me kind of nervous not to have. I don't even know really what the benefits of having a camp is.
I think the benefits would be that you have people around you, right? And then you have structured things to do. Like my friends and I have a theme camp. We've brought big art this year. Our job is to serve people really bad alcohol, such as Malort.
Oh,
this stuff called Stro 160 that I think comes from Austria.
Yep.
And we're going to take people's pictures while they're shooting bad alcohol.
Nice.
Right? So it's fun to actually camp with people. And yeah, I feel a lot safer being like femme non-binary, like being surrounded by people than if I would by myself.
Well, that was going to be one of my other questions is like, how much do I have to worry about like someone going through my tent or breaking, like,
it happens.
Stealing my bike or...
Both of these things happen and they have not happened to me. I'm knocking on the table for good luck there. But it could happen to me with the theme camp, just like it could happen to anyone else. You just never know.
Right.
I think that making friends with your neighbors, even if you're in open camping, go introduce yourself. That's the entire point of Burning Man, is to be friends, with your neighbors and get to know each other and watch out for each other.
Right.
You can do that whether or not you have a theme camp. Theme camps are more like, we're going to have a structured event. We're planning on bringing this huge gift to the Playa. A lot of times you may not know some people. I've camped with complete strangers before, and sometimes you do get to camp with people you know.
Right. Are there camps like separated? Are there like partitions between camps? No. So it's just like a big group is on this section and this section is...
Yeah, so people get placed into their own individual sections if they're a theme camp. Mm-hmm. And then there's sections which are dedicated to open camping, which can be interspersed between placed camps.
Oh, okay.
You have to look for the flag colors. So I want to say it's blue for open camping. You'd have to fact check me, of course.
Right.
But I mean, I've camped with my people in open camping as a theme camp also when we were on a placed camp. And you can get some really good positions. You don't have to be at the outer perimeter like E Street, right? And wherever, E and 3. If you go in and you see like the correct color-coded flags for open camping, you can go ahead and set up there.
Nice.
You would just take a look around the perimeter of that space to see where the flags are, which mark out your spot.
Nice.
So definitely do that if you end up doing open camping.
Yeah. Well, I was trying to figure out if I'm going to go for the full 10 days or if I was going to go for like the last 7. And then someone was like, why don't you go for the full, but then like halfway through, go out to get supplies, spend the night in a hotel and then come back. And I was like, is that really like doable? I'm like, because isn't it just hard to get in and out of the event?
It's not. You would actually be able to speak with the gate people who, when you exit.
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember what the details of that are, but you could definitely make arrangements for that.
Because when you, like, if I go to a camp and I'm on, I don't know, like J and K or J and Fifth, I don't know the street names yet, but do I drive, is my car parked there, or do I like camp up, set up my camp and then park my car somewhere else?
You park where you're camping.
Okay.
So that would be, if you're in open camping, you would look around. Oh, here's the flags, and you would pull right up within the borders of those flags and then go ahead and just set up your tent.
Yeah. I guess some part of my brain can't imagine like how big this space is.
It's because it's all different.
Yeah.
It's all different. Yeah. Depending on where it is and how the placement of the other camps has affected that spot that you're trying to stake out for open camping.
Right. Because it's 3 miles wide, right? I think they said about 3 miles.
I think so.
Yeah. Which is crazy to me that it's just out of nowhere now 70,000 people are going to be.
Yeah, it's pretty
camping.
intense. It's pretty intense.
Like it just is. I'm so excited.
I would be too.
Because especially because as a kid from the East Coast, like you heard about Burning Man, but it wasn't it was something you knew happened.
Yeah.
It wasn't like there wasn't, at least growing up, I didn't hear a lot about it. Like every once in a while you would hear someone on TV talking about it. So it was like this weird kind of thing just in the ecosystem.
Right.
But not something that like I never knew anyone that had gone. I never knew really any like huge, did like warehouse raves, but that was different.
Yeah.
There's not anything like it is here. And like here it's like a way of life. It is a way of life.
Yeah.
Like on dating apps, you'll see someone will be like no burners or like.
Yep.
And it is like people get obsessed with it.
They do. I think we just have one of the biggest demographics for some reason. Or maybe it's because once you find your tribe, then you recognize that everybody's doing it. I don't know what it is.
Yeah, it's huge here in California, especially the Bay.
Indeed. Well, then Burning Man headquarters is also here.
Right. Because it had started in San Francisco, right? On Ocean Beach.
Yep.
And that's how what was that like?
I'll have to connect you with my friend Brian, who is part of the original Cacophony Society.
Oh, yeah, I would love
I'm sure he'd love to come talk to you about like what Burning Man used to look like back in the day.
Yeah, and because now I'm just like delving into learning about it. And because, now I've been here for 5 years. So I've been hearing about it. I've met a ton of burners.
Yep.
I have friends like you and a bunch of others that go. My friend Joe does a camp with him and his wife been doing it for a long time. They do a big camp. So I've been at his house when like they were making things for their art piece. They usually do like a big tea room setting or they'll do like a big paella. So like I've painted flowers that were going to Burning Man and I've done stuff like that with friends. And I've always just been like, yeah, I don't know if I would do it. And now I'm like, all right, like why was I ever waiting?
I think it's exciting. I think you're going to enjoy it. I mean, it's going to be hot and it's going to be hard. One of the things that I've noticed is for me, I get really stupid.
Do you?
Yes, I do. Your brain slows down when it's hot. And here you are outside, right? And you're like putting up shade structures and you're building things and you're hot and you're not thinking as clearly. There are things that I don't bring. Like if I would bring a zip tie and take out my knife, I don't do that. I've cut myself. I bring bandage scissors.
Oh.
Because you don't know how you're going to be when you're tired. And you want to avoid a trip to Rampart, which is the hospital there. So it's all about being safe, taking your time and just hydrating. Yeah. You want to be able, and I would say bring electrolyte packets.
Okay.
I always bring electrolyte packets.
Yeah.
Because sometimes water is not enough either. And you'll start getting a headache and you're like, oh no, you need to get some salts in you.
Yeah. And
bring that. Kind of like Middle Eastern people, I wear a headscarf and I wear a lot of black and I'm head to toe covered. I find that also helps. There's a reason why the Bedouin people and, Middle Eastern people do that in the deep desert because it does keep you cooler and all the moisture isn't evaporating straight off of your skin.
Right.
Right. So bring gauzy fabrics, bring things to cover your head, bring a suitable pair of sunglasses because it's really bright.
Yeah.
Bring your water bottle. And then, the vinegar is good because playa dust is alkalinic in nature and it has a tendency to dry out your feet and your skin. It's finer than toner dust for copiers. It gets all over everything, including you. The vinegar and water always work. Put it in a spray bottle and then baby wipes.
What are your other hints or like tricks to like? Someone told me like if I get to wash, one person told me to make sure I brush my hair every day, or else that I will get the Playa dreads.
It will dry out your hair and make it stick.
Yeah. And then someone else said if I do wash my hair, to make sure I keep it in a towel until it's dry, because if you take it out when it's wet, the Playa dust will just right into it.
True. Except I don't think there's any way to avoid Playa dust.
That's what I kind of figured.
You're going to end up just being gross.
Yeah.
One of the benefits of a theme camp is a lot of them have showers, but usually they also have like dues and stuff like that also. But that's what you're paying for, is you're paying for like, the shared meals. You're paying for like infrastructure, even though you're bringing your own equipment, and you're paying for like for a shower.
Right. You're splitting the cost of having a shower there.
Right. Our camp, we don't have a shower. Like a couple of our friends have an RV, and so they have one, but it's one of those I would never ask them.
Right.
Usually because of my volunteering capacity, I'm able to get access to that at some point. Sometimes I don't. It really depends.
Well, I also heard there's places that you can go through like a human car wash.
Oh, yeah. I know. There's a couple camps who actually offer that. There's also take advantage of the saunas.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that'll be my one goal, is to like hit as many saunas as I can, just because I love saunas and it's what I do.
we have a section of Black Rock City. So you know how Black Rock City's sectioned, right? It's kind of like the face of a clock.
Yes.
Right. So when people say, oh, we're at like, 730 in B, well, that's going to be squarely in the neighborhood. And the neighborhood, or I think the language may have changed. So that might not be the queerhood, I think is what they're calling it now. Excuse me. We have one at like 7 o'clock, and then one, I believe, emerging at 3 o'clock. I always recommend people to go check out the queerhood because there's so many awesome places. My friend David Singer has a great sauna with his theme camp. It's called 8-Bit Bunny.
Okay.
So that's when you go into a sauna just like you would in the gym, and you feel so darn good when you leave. Mm-hmm. The sweat comes out, and you can just feel all of the Playa dust like leaving your body, and it's pretty damn great.
Yep. At the Banya in San Francisco, where I work, they have notes up after the burn starts. Like when people are starting to leave for the burn, they'll start saying to people, make sure you shower at home before you come back here.
Yeah.
And they'll tell people like shower 3 or 4 times at home before you come here. Just because when people come back from the burn, we find the dust in the banya.
Yeah.
Because people come back and they'll come right to us. And we're like, no. Nope. Go shower like 5 times before you come here.
It's probably going to take at least 2 showers and a bath. It gets into vinegar. Everything. It gets into everything. But there's like tricks and stuff to get it out of like your leather. I found a really great product on Amazon last year that takes the Playa dust out of leather completely.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, it's called Leather Honey conditioner. And you can get it on Amazon. It's like $13.99. Yesterday, I just spent a bunch of time going over my leather with it again. If I showed you half the pieces I have, you would never believe I take this stuff to the Burning Man. I have a dark garden corset that I wear for my back because it's a piece I need for my disability. It doesn't look like it's ever gone there.
Right. Oh, they have beautiful stuff.
Yeah.
And expensive.
Indeed. That's why I'm saying this stuff is amazing. It conditions everything. It kind of like repels it too. So I've been like letting people know about tricks and hacks that I've found.
What are your other favorite tricks and hacks that you found?
You're going to want to find a really good lip balm.
Okay.
There's this Revlon 24-hour. You can get it. I think it's Revlon 24-hour. It's one side is the color, and the colors are kind of basic and they're not that great. And then the other side's like a clear sealant with a little brush. It's the best stuff I've ever found.
Ooh, okay.
Your lips won't chap.
All right. Is it the Revlon Color Stay 24-hour one?
That's it.
Yep.
That's the one. You just remember. Yeah, I'm horrible with remembering cosmetic names, but any of those will be great for you.
All right.
Once, I think it was a couple years ago, I forgot, and I decided to bring like Burt's Bees. That shit don't work.
No.
None of that works. My lips were just cracked and bleeding and feeling awful. The Color Stay, it works. And that was like a hack I think somebody gave me on a Burning Man site like 8 years ago.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Like I remember reading about it before I went.
Yeah. That's a good one.
Mhm.
Yeah, because I was thinking about the sunscreen, like putting sunscreen on, and then all the Playa dust is probably just going to stick right to it.
It does. It does. I mean, I have some friends who have said I just quit using it because over time it's just, I have enough Playa dust on me where it repels the sun. I think that's kind of a ballsy move.
Yeah.
I put sunblock on. I even have like a tiny little stick that I carry with me. I'm trying to remember the name of what I got a couple of years ago. It was this Australian sunblock. Shoot, I'm forgetting what the name of it is offhand, but I'm sure if somebody fact checks me and they just like look at Australian sunblock, it's like in a white container with blue letters. That stuff
Okay.
works really well.
All right.
I tend to have things clipped to me because I lose things. Remember I told you I'm kind of dumb?
Yep.
If it's not clipped to me, I'm going to lose it.
Okay.
It's going to happen to you. Be prepared for it. Having a utility belt or a vest to clip things on with like D-rings and whatnot with little clips, little carabiners is absolutely worthwhile.
Okay. Because I was just thinking a backpack.
Yeah.
For stuff. Keep it
Yep.
all in there.
Having a backpack is good.
Yeah. Like a go bag. And then I got to find my bike because I don't have a bike.
Uh-huh.
And then someone's saying definitely have a basket on your bike so you can put all your stuff in
Yeah.
there. So you don't have to have it carrying all the time.
I don't have a basket on my bike, and I have yet to correct that. It's like, oh man. But I have a Sondor's e-bike that I bought in 2019, and that served me pretty well
Yeah.
because it's hard for me to pedal with my disability now. And so it's a class 2 bike. You'll see that people get weird about e-bikes because some folks are going like 50 miles an hour on them.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. That's
terrible.
class 3, and they're motorcycles, and you're not supposed to bring those in anyway. So, but for class 2, which is like the pedal assist,
Yeah.
those ones are really good for playa and strong headwinds and stuff like that. Yeah, I remember people saying that there were bikes getting stolen, especially e-bikes. Like they were just scooping them up and putting them in the backs of trucks.
Oh, wow.
I have a piece of tape on my bike that says, "Please don't steal my bike. You know, I need to get to work with it." And I lock it up. I lock up the back tire, and when I'm volunteering and leave it there all day.
Yeah.
But I haven't had any problems, knock on wood. Although unfortunately, I have heard about people having trouble with theft.
Yeah.
But I've never had anybody, again, knock on wood. Nobody's gone into my tent at all
Yeah.
to take anything, thank God. Right?
Yeah.
I think that's horrible.
I would think that because it just doesn't sound, I mean, I know there's bad actors in every group and things, but it just doesn't seem like that would be a problem for just because most people going there have the same kind of mindset of community and
You would
know.
like to think so, but like you said, you can find bad actors
Right.
in every bunch. I like to think that the experience that I'm having doesn't include worrying about such things, and you'll discover that once you're there, like even things like body dysmorphia just kind of like leave your sight. Where when you're thinking, oh, do I look hot wearing this particular thing? You don't give a fuck when you're out in the desert.
Right.
I mean, if I'm not working, I usually have just underwear on and a robe. I don't care.
Right.
You know? I mean, you want to bring good footwear, good, comfortable footwear. You know, your feet are going to swell out there.
Yeah.
You may want to consider bringing a basin. So then if you've been on your feet for a while, you can go ahead and soak your feet, get rid of the swelling.
Okay.
I usually have a couple pairs of boots now. Since my back is so bad, my feet swell even more. A couple pairs of shoes. I even bring flip-flops. I have my Crocs with me. Things that make me feel comfortable. And then, yes, you're right. Like having warm stuff is good. I haven't really had to use those. I usually have a Carhartt jacket that I wear at night and some warm leggings.
Okay.
Right? Because you'll realize that when the sun starts to go down, that it's time to go back and do a wardrobe change.
Okay. Yeah.
You'll know. It's like, you'll look at the sun and you'll do the whole finger thing to see how many
How long you have.
Yeah, how many more minutes do you have? That's pretty reliable when you don't have a clock or you're not sure.
Right.
And then just go back. Or if you're not sure if how long you're gonna be in camp, I always ask, should I be changing for nighttime? Always ask that, because the last thing you want to do is get caught on a playa without the proper clothes. You're gonna have a miserable time.
Right. And
Right.
so it takes what, like 20 minutes to kind of get across of it if it's
I guess it depends.
if you're walking or biking or e-biking.
I mean, maybe. I don't know if I've really ever timed it. What you're going to understand that like timing kind of gets lost out there.
Right.
It does. Like, I usually have my phone put away. I bring it with me usually because I'm checking what time it is.
Mm-hmm.
Because when you're working, then you got to know where you are. But I may take a couple pictures, but honestly, I try to be present and in the moment.
Yeah. I was thinking about taking my little like hand digital camera.
Do it.
That way I don't have to have my phone.
Yeah.
Because if we don't have any service out there anyways, why bother? Like,
exactly. Just remember, like, if there's other people, make sure that you ask their consent before taking a picture.
Oh, yes. Yep.
And it's always good for them to say, hey, what's your email address? And I'll send it to you. Or I took a great picture of you if you are impromptu and you see a great moment. Just be like, hey, here's this picture I took. I'll delete it if you want.
Right.
But do you like it? Yeah, cool. Here, now we're friends. Let me give you my email address. And there are people who will gift like photographs and stuff on Playa.
Yeah.
And I've always found that that's pretty rad.
What's the best, like, I've been trying to rack my brain about what to bring as a gift for people. And I keep getting like way in my brain about it. But like, what are the types of gifts people give away? Like, is it just really everything and anything?
Honestly, it could be you helping somebody put up a shade structure. It could be you helping carry a bag of ice back for somebody who's really struggling. You know, if you see somebody who needs help, help them. That is a gift of your time. A lot of people, for the more commercial side that we're used to, people will make necklaces or they'll make stickers. You don't have to do that.
Right.
I don't know. I think there's this thing about like Keep Burning Man janky that I really enjoy. This year, I didn't make anything. And then I realized it was too late for me to actually even order some stuff. And so I might bring a couple things, but I might just not gift anything except for my time and for my labor.
Right.
And sometimes that's just good enough. So don't feel like you have to give a gift. That's the thing. People feel like obligated.
Right.
Obligated. You don't have to do anything. And one of the things I enjoy about the ethos of gifting as it pertains to this principle is just because you give a gift doesn't mean that there's reciprocation. That is super important. And that literally the principle says it.
Right.
Gifting can be completely one-sided.
Well, gifting is supposed to be one-sided.
Yes.
You're supposed to be giving a gift.
People don't know that.
Right.
I've had it where I've gifted someone and they've said, oh, I have something for you. And I'm sitting here like, you don't need to give me anything. And it begs the question of, if I didn't give you something, would you have gifted me?
Right.
Right. But that is deconstructing what we as a society have learned what gifting is.
Right.
Gifting is mutual. It's reciprocity. No, it isn't.
No, gifting is supposed to just be a generous offering.
Of your time.
Yep.
Of your labor.
Or something thoughtful.
Or something
like,
that you made.
Yeah. I made this for you specifically. Or like, I made this and now I'm thinking that you would really enjoy it here. You know? Or I saw this one thing that I thought Brenda would love this. Like, that's what gifting is supposed to be. It's not supposed to be like, hey, I got you this. What'd you get me?
I mean, admittedly, there was a friend of mine that I work with at Gate. And last year, their partner fell off an art car and got grievously injured.
Oh, gosh.
I mean, I think he's coming to the burn this year, but he ended up getting hurt. I think he broke a hip.
Oh, wow.
And I had come home and one of my campmates had this awesome patch. What was it? It's a patch and it's a dude falling off this really dangerous, art exhibit from 2018 called the Car Shish Kebab. It was basically like all of these cars that were on like this long, like a shiv.
Right.
And they would rotate. And so people were climbing up that in 2018. And, you know, it was pretty dangerous. And it ended up with a whole circle of rangers around it to make sure that nobody was doing that anymore. But somebody decided to make a patch of a guy falling off that installation, and it says safety third. And this is one of the times where I had been working Gate, and there was a beautiful person who gifted me a lovely medallion. And I said, okay, Meredith, and I'd never met my friend's partner before. I was like, look, I explained to her the story, and I was like, I will trade you this medallion for that. Because it was the perfect gift for
Yeah.
him. You know what I mean? I was like, and I explained it, and she's like, oh my God, here, take it. And I said, no, but I feel like I have to give you this. And I did, because it was a good gift for her.
Right.
So sometimes you have these moments that are very
Well, that's like a
serendipitous.
trade. Yeah. That's kind of a fun trade and gives you both a fun story. Like, because not only does she have this cool medallion, but she has a fun story to go with it.
Right. And from what I saw when we came back from Playa, I mean, my friend's partner was like, the patch, that was literally his profile photo, because I gave it to my friend who gave it to him. I was like, look, I traded my friend something for this because it was the most perfect thing I've ever seen. And your partner literally needed to have it.
Yeah.
It was great.
Amazing.
That's pretty much like my greatest gifting story that I have.
That's awesome. I can't wait for the art. Like, and because they're such huge pieces of art.
Yes.
Like, I mean, the size of the things that people build for this.
Yeah.
It's like someone was saying sometimes it can take 2 to 3 years to build one of these art pieces.
Indeed.
If not longer.
There's a lot of camps that also welcome having people come and help them, like Flaming Lotus Girls.
Mm-hmm.
Oftentimes they'll put out a call out like, hey, we're making this for what we're bringing to the burn this year. And they welcome everyone to come. That's a really good way also to meet people and get involved in art.
Yeah, that's amazing. Like, I didn't know that part existed. Mm-hmm. Like, that's the fun part of like now kind of diving into this world.
Yeah.
Is finding all of these things and people and events, and it's such a community, and it's so huge and it's so active.
It is really a big place. They give you a what, where, when guide.
Mm-hmm.
And it's basically a booklet that has all of the published events that the theme camps have been able to submit to the org to have them published in a book.
Right.
Sometimes you kind of miss the mark, though, so don't think it's an exhaustive list. There's going to be a whole bunch of stuff that you're going to find along the way that might not be in the book.
Yeah, someone was like, if you decide that you're going to go to something, just like make a decision on whether or not you really have to be to it, or if you're just open to going to that and then stumbling across things.
Yeah.
Because she was like, sometimes people will be like, no, I have to go to this one thing. And then you end up missing some of the cool things you could find along the way. And she's like, or they'll be like, oh, I missed that one thing because I was here. And she's like, you have kind of like a FOMO.
You can't see everything. That's the first thing, is set a realistic expectation for yourself. But another one of the principles is immediacy. So if you're walking by something and you feel like, oh man, I need to go in here, do it.
Right.
Be spontaneous and do the thing, because chances are you're going to get dragged off in the middle of wherever else and you're not going to go there again. Because it's such a big place with so many people, with so many like competing personalities and fun things to do, that if something like really gets to you and you're like, I want to go check this out, do it.
Okay.
Just be like, hey guys, let's go check this out real quick. Even though I know we're going over here, let's go do this.
Yeah. It's keep the spontaneity, keep the vibe, follow the vibe.
Indeed. Yeah. Especially at night, make sure that you're well lit. You know, make sure you got some L-wire and like fairy lights or something. Light up your person, light up your bike.
Mm-hmm.
Some people, I'm pretty guilty of this because I don't like a whole bunch of lights on me. It's easy to run into people.
Okay.
Right? Call them darkwads. Yeah, I am a self-professed darkwad. I've gotten better about it. But sometimes folks can't see you or you don't see them. That's why being well lit's really important. You want to be able to see other people coming, because not all people are safe and everything's kind of crazy. There's bikes everywhere and everything gets kind of crazy. And then the other thing about lights is you'll be able to find your bike based on your light pattern too.
Yeah.
So it does, pay off. And then I put a piece of tape on there that has my name on it and my camp location.
Yeah.
For your phone, you can also lock your screen, because people lose their phones all the time. Lock your screen, have your camp location.
Right. Someone was saying put your camp name, your camp location, but also put your real name and your real contact information, because sometimes phones don't get back to people till the after.
That's true. Keys too.
Yeah.
Keys too. Yeah. So being able to reunify your things is important.
Yeah. Oh, that makes me nervous about losing things.
Oh, I lost my keys last year. Don't worry. I still haven't found them. Nobody found them.
How'd you get, like, the keys to your van or keys to your house?
I did. I lost my original key to my van. I lost my car fob.
Gosh.
Luckily, I had a backup, but I do not know where my keys went to this very day. And when people were doing restoration, which is what happens after we clean up and the resto team goes out, I was like, hey guys, I lost my keys. And they showed me a photo of every single set of keys they found. Mine were not there.
Oh, wow.
Gone.
That sucks.
I'll keep you posted on that. I like to think that they're in the van somewhere, but I checked the van. I checked everything. Maybe I put them in a box by accident. Hard to say, but
Right.
they have been gone for a year.
Oh, wow.
It's pretty crazy. But it happens. I had 4 copies made, and boy, oh boy, was I glad I did that. There is a lockout team. My friend Electra runs it, and they come and help you unlock your car if you lock it.
Okay.
But you do want to have a copies made of your stuff.
Okay.
My friend Hugo has a copy to my van.
So I should get a copy of my...
You betcha.
I have a key fob. That's going to be really expensive.
Well, with that, put it in a safe place.
Yeah. I have
Right? If
2.
you don't have...
I have 2, but... So give one to someone else? Ooh, that feels scary too.
I know. It is scary. Luckily for me, I don't take my Subaru anymore.
Mm-hmm.
So, but when I did, I used to just take my keys and I would purposely put them in somewhere where I knew.
Right.
For some reason, I just cannot remember for the life of me where these keys went.
Mm.
It's like, again, maybe it's the heat and the fact that I was driving, but it was like I put them into a different dimension, Siobhan, and I don't know where they are.
That's
They've never
frustrating.
come back. They've never returned.
All right. So what are your top 3 tips for someone going to Burning Man?
My top 3 tips. Well, I would say in terms of radical self-reliance, I already stated it, to bring gear that you're comfortable with.
Mm-hmm.
Always set your gear up before you go. So if you buy a new tent,
Yeah.
make sure that you're familiar with your equipment. And if you're using equipment, again, like if you decide that you want to make this a part of your life every year, always set up your equipment every year, because that way you can go over damage
Yeah.
and you can fix it and you can deal with it, because it's a pretty shitty thing to get out on Playa and then realize, oh, I forgot a pole.
Yeah.
That's going to suck really bad.
Yeah. Because there's
So-
nothing you can do about it.
Every year I would set up my equipment and go over everything and clean it out and make sure that I remembered how to set it up.
Mm.
So I absolutely do recommend it. Secondly, I would say to make sure that you have like the right clothing. I kind of felt like I needed to have specific accessories for Burning Man, like gloves.
Right.
I had to make sure I had like a little clamp that keeps my gloves to me. And one year I decided to go through all of my stuff, recognizing my patterns for how I am as a burner. And I bought specific things that make my life easier.
Okay.
Like I said, for me in particular, I have things clipped to my person. People tell me I sound like the fucking flea market when I'm walking by. Guess what? Guess who doesn't lose anything?
Right.
This human right here. I don't lose shit out there now. I know where it is
Yep.
because it is on me. Right? You have to keep, you have to think about porta potties. Onesies are great. They're
Until
not
you're in a
really
potty
great
potty.
until you need to go to the portos and everything's a shit show, quite literally, inside of there, right? So you want to have like practical things that are usable, that you can set up quickly, or you can instruct others when you need help to set up quickly, right?
Okay.
Especially if you're not partnered. And I wasn't partnered for a long time doing this. So I had to move quickly. And then I had to ask people to help me with my tent. And I had to be familiar with my equipment to explain it to them quickly.
Right.
That will save you a lot of time.
Yeah. The onesie thing is.
Yeah, I mean, like I
They're
said,
so cute, but
having good footwear, like I said. And I think that the third thing is just like letting yourself be free and in the moment to just learn. Every burn is different for me. Something happens to me every single time that I have to learn from. One year, I brought organic deodorant. Don't do that. I smelled horrifyingly
Okay.
bad. No, it was horrible. It was the worst. I smelled so bad that I ended up having to throw away like the shirt I was wearing, because I usually have a shrug on to protect my shoulders from the sun.
Yeah.
It was like the body odor was embedded in that garment. I had to throw it
Oh.
away. Guess what? I went ahead and started bringing aluminum-based deodorant the next year. That's never happened. It's stuff like that. Or one year,
Right.
my feet swelled out of my boots. I had to switch footwear. So it's always something. So just be prepared to learn from the experience, because the whole point is to come back and figure out what you need to do to kind of tweak things so it runs better the next time.
Right.
So yeah, and just have fun.
Right. Yeah. I'm super, like, it's now that it's getting closer and closer, like, I feel like I need to have everything, but then I feel like I just need to make sure I have my basics. And because, like, I don't have a lot of burn clothes, you know, like, I'm like, what do I wear? Because I don't have a lot of, like,
Fair.
you know, things that people, and not for any reason other than one, I hate shopping because it's very much my style. You know me, like, I'm very hippie, little witchy, like, kind of hood some days. But I don't have a lot of, like, clothes that I see people wearing in Burning Man's, like, videos and pictures. And
don't let that influence you. I mean, another thing is, like, Burning Man's supposed to, like, we welcome the stranger, right? Who you are. You don't have to subscribe to how you feel you should look or what you think other people would think you should look like. I literally wear the clothes I'm wearing now.
Right.
A lot of the stuff that I have, I burn in it. Like this vest, I will burn in it. And I don't have any costumes.
Right.
You know, like my friends, they'll have a costume or they wear like funky tie-dye stuff. But that's the way that they choose to express themselves at Burning Man. It's funny because I asked Dario also, I'm like, so honey, what are you wearing?
Right.
Because for him, this will be burn number 5 for him. But he went in the really early days.
Okay.
Like before there were vehicle passes.
Ah.
Yeah, which have been around for a long time. And I was like, it's changed a lot. So it's going to be really interesting to see things through his eyes and perspective. But he doesn't have any festival clothes.
Yeah.
And I think he also thinks that he needs to dress a certain way. Oh, I can go pick up a couple like vests or whatever, which is true. And I was like, do you want to look on Amazon? And he's like, no, I have no idea.
All right. Quite slight technical difficulty there.
No worries.
But we were just saying.
Costumes.
Costumes.
Before I forget, there's going to be a little market at Empire, because there's like these tiny towns that you go through as you're going on the 447.
Yeah.
When you get to Gerlach is pretty much like the last outpost before you go to Burning Man. And so there's a really good place to eat there too, which I highly recommend. But the town before it's called Empire. And usually there is a bunch of booths set up that have like some like so-called like festival clothing.
Okay.
I remember like one of my friends really liked to get goggles from these people. And that's where there's usually porta potties there too.
Okay.
Because you're going to discover that once you're there, you have to pee like a Russian racehorse. Definitely pull over, go stop there, and then go check out some of the stuff if you're feeling like I don't have enough stuff.
Right.
You are, however, going to discover that you're probably going to overpack.
Yeah.
I remember bringing a whole bunch of clothes that I didn't wear. Sometimes you end up wearing the same things over and over again when you're out there.
I think you do that just as a human.
Yeah.
Like you're most comfortable, like whatever is what you end up wearing on your vacation because you're like, oh, I'm seeing different people every day. It doesn't matter that I'm wearing the same thing.
It's really true. It's the whole, well, you're dressing for comfort.
Right.
More or less. So it's good to have like, different accessories. Like I always bring a fur jacket or bring something warm because it does get cold at night. I remember last year it got pretty chilly, but I wouldn't be too preoccupied with it.
No. I feel like you're probably just like you're dancing and you're around and you're like so active that it probably doesn't feel as cold as it might be too.
That too.
Yeah. That
too. Just you never know what kind of burn you're going to get. One year it was like extremely, really freezing cold. I think that was like the last one was like 2015. So just being prepared reasonably.
Yeah.
But trying not to overpack. I overpack every year, Siobhan.
Yeah. I overpack everywhere I go.
I overpack. And just a word about driving there, especially when you're on native land, when you're going to go through Nixon especially, a lot of the police there are wanting to pull people over and search cars. So you want to make sure that you're going the speed limit at all times, use your cruise control. And of course, don't carry drugs or prohibited materials with you. A lot of these cops will pull you over and they will search your van. They will search your car and they have their drug dogs.
Right.
And they're looking. So you want to make sure that you're following the speed limit and all of the local laws. But absolutely try the Indian tacos.
Okay.
I don't know if Bunny's is still open. I think that Well, Bunny is a grandma, and her tacos were the best. But Comfort and Joy, which is one of the major camps in the Queerbohood, always does a food drive.
Oh, okay.
Every year, and it's a food drive, and sometimes it's like a fun drive also, just so the native people living on the land have food for the year. So I absolutely do recommend donating to that food and money.
All right. So
because we are on native land.
Yeah. Do we? Well, the whole country is.
Indeed.
But yeah, no, I know we go through, like, you have to pay too to go through a certain part, right? Did I make that up?
No, you don't have to pay to go through anything. But you're going to see the speed limit signs. You're going to be 25. There's a school. And then it's 35. You got to be really careful.
Okay.
Just take your time. Be patient. Make sure if you're towing a trailer, make sure that your trailer lights work. Make sure everything is in tip-top shape because you don't want to get pulled over by the police.
Right.
At all.
Yeah.
It happens all the time.
I'm sure. And I'm sure that people get caught with a lot of stuff all the time.
They do. People go to jail. You'll be sitting in a jail on the reservation, and it's not going to be any fun for you.
Oh. That really did. That part did surprise me. And I don't know why it surprised me so much, but it did.
Yeah.
Yeah. But then, like, she was like, specifically, she like calls out weed. And I was like,
yes.
Like, I always have weed like on me because
here
in California it's legal and it's, but she was just like, you also are going across federal land.
That's right.
Federal land, it's not legal, and they will pull you over, and she just don't have it.
Yeah, just don't have it.
And I was just like, okay, that's great. I can go dry.
Yeah. Having a clean burn is, you know what? There it is.
Like, I'll have some booze if I need it, but yeah.
Yeah, but, definitely bring your alcohol and all of that, because nobody else is going to bring it except for the people you're going to meet, because that's the whole point. It's no commodification.
Right.
And folks are going to be having events it's going to be a bar, just like I told you about the Black Hole.
Yep.
That everybody's welcome to come to. There's going to be places serving you breakfast. There's going to be places that are serving coffee and Bloody Marys. There's going to be rollers. There's a roller rink there.
Oh, so I should bring my roller skates?
Yes. I should actually do that too this year.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, there's literally a roller skating rink.
I'm going roller skating next Saturday at Faction.
Oh, I should, if I get caught up on all my Burning Man prep, that would be an amazing thing to do.
Walk me through, because people keep telling me like they've been prepping for Burning Man for like the last 3 weeks. And I'm like, I haven't done anything and I leave in 10 days.
Well, this is the time to buy everything on your Amazon list.
Yeah.
So because my van's been sitting up in Santa Rosa with my friends, I haven't looked at anything inside of it. Okay. So I'm trying to pack up my stuff. One of the things that I do is I put my clothing into gallon Ziploc bags because it keeps the dust out.
Okay.
I just heard of a really great advice from a burner yesterday that's like, I put my outfits for the day in one Ziploc bag. And I was like, oh my God. I don't do that because I'm so indecisive about what I want to wear.
Right.
But it helps her. She puts her underwear, whatever else in there for Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. And I was like, oh, maybe I should just switch gears and try that. So you want to put things in the Ziploc bags because, they don't get dusty and then they're labeled and you know what they are.
Yep.
But for Exodus, which is when you're leaving the event, you want to have a bag labeled Exodus with the clothes you're going to wear off Playa and put them in a place you know where they are. Usually it's going to be under the driver's or the passenger seat.
Okay.
And I've been doing that ever since I started burning. That way you've got clean clothes, fresh clothes. And when you go to wherever you're going to decompress, most people decompress in Reno.
Okay.
So you're going to have like a hotel room for like a day or two. Like I usually go to the GSR because it's very accommodating of like RVs and bigger vehicles. So it's kind of like an open space.
Okay.
There's like DJs. People just kind of like have a party for another couple days at these places. It goes on all over Reno. So like I have a hotel for 2 days because you want to, it's kind of a shock to come back into what we call the default world, which is where we are today after being in this other environment for 2 weeks.
Right. A
lot of times people need to acclimate and they need to get used to the fact that they're going back to,
real life,
where we are.
Yeah.
So having that particular space in which to recombine your thoughts and get used to like process your experience and then before you go back to work.
Okay.
That's important. Plus you get to hang out with your friends and you get to take a shower.
Mm.
You get, it's like, oh, I'm having a cup of coffee and I'm not hot and bothered. And this is wonderful. Wow. This is really intense. Having that space for yourself, at least if it's one day, is important.
Yeah. Okay. So that's a big tip too, I think.
Oh yeah. That was the other one. Yeah.
Yeah. To take the time on the way back because I was thinking about just driving back and I don't know, probably jumping right back into my life.
Yeah. And you can if you feel like, if you're like, yeah, I want to go home. I mean, do so.
But have that option to have a couple days.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Absolutely.
And then, so like when you're leaving for the Exodus, it can take you, someone said like up to 8 hours, if not longer to get out.
It can take a long time depending on what day you leave.
Yeah.
It just depends on a lot of things in general, really. I like to think that the infrastructure that we have with gate ops is going to allow an easier egress for people.
Okay.
But I would absolutely be prepared to have a long exodus, especially the sooner you leave. I like to stay for temple burn because we have 2 burns, right? We have the man burn. I always forget what day it happens. Remember what I told you about timing? I want to say man burn is on Saturday and then temple burn is on Sunday. And then a lot of times people will leave before temple burn. Like my friends usually, they usually go. They're done. They want to be done after the man. I like to stay for temple burn. So this means I'm going to stay through Sunday night. Mm-hmm. A lot of people decide they're going to leave then. Right after temple burn, they just like people are rushing to get in their cars. They're already packed up and ready to go. I like to wait. I usually leave on Monday morning.
Okay.
And I find that it's easier for me to get out. My exodus last year, when I left on Monday morning it was 4 a.m., I got out in 35 minutes.
Oh, wow.
Yep. And this is because gate is awesome. And we did a whole bunch of improvements, which I felt led to people being able to leave a lot sooner. So I'm hoping that we're going to have that level of success again. But you just don't know. I mean, it's that whole, we try to plan for what we think is happening based on, what we've seen before, right? It's a reasonable human reaction to try to plan based on the knowledge that we have. But sometimes life throws you a curveball and you have no idea how long you're going to be sitting in traffic.
Right.
So I just decided that I was just going to wait till Monday morning. And then if it takes me 9 to 12 hours, so be it. There's like portos on the exodus way out, right? It's just about going slow and making sure you're safe. And a lot of times you get to like meet other people and try to have a good time as best as you can.
Right.
But yeah, last year was pretty good for getting out of here.
Yeah, it sounds like it. 35 minutes.
It was beautiful. I was like, what? It's 35 minutes for me to get from Black Rock City to Blacktop? This is great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like you're a half hour into the Playa from.
At least it was that day.
Yeah. But like, yeah. And then on other days it could be 8 hours.
Yeah. Yeah. Every burn is different.
Yeah.
It really is. Everyone uses different challenges. Everything is different. And I think having like a wide open mind and just being willing to accept everything that's coming to you is really important. And then having a great deal of patience for the times in which things aren't going your way.
Yeah.
But I think it's worth it. I always have a great time. I like seeing who I am out there. I find that Burning Man has helped me be a more confident person in both my skills. And it really helped me to be alone doing things and to meet people by myself, which as an autistic individual, I really struggled with that my whole life.
Yeah.
And I feel like I'm a lot better with people and crowds as a direct result of my Burning Man experience. I 100% recommend it.
Yeah, I think out there you have to be. You have to figure out a way to be okay with it.
You do.
Because you're around people for that whole time. There's not a lot of, you can go to your tent, but you're still hearing them and there's still like an energy exchange because they're so close to you. And
yeah. Yep. And then another tip I would probably say is to like, if you bring a generator, to make sure that you have one that either you've built a baffle box for, because a lot of these generators people bring are not, they're construction generators like the Champions.
Okay.
The decibels will just
I was just
clear out
what
a room.
Baffle box was, but I figured
it's a structure. Yeah, a baffle box is pretty much just a structure. You can even build it on Playa that goes around a generator to make sure that it's knocking down the decibels. Because if you get an industrial type generator like you see the yellow Champions, A lot of people don't realize, like, hey, you can make people deaf over time by using that.
Right.
So there's a lot of good resources. So when you're researching your equipment, always be cognizant of your neighbors and like the fact that hearing levels should be safe for noise, and make sure that you have equipment that is actually benefiting the community, and be receptive to feedback. If somebody comes up to you and says, dude, your Jenny is too loud and you need to shut it off, be prepared to do that.
Right.
Don't be a prick. Don't be an asshole.
Yeah.
I find that that's one of the things that I see at all Burning Man events now, even regionals, are people who come in with a really entitled attitude with their equipment, and they're not taking feedback, and they're bringing in equipment that's unsafe. That's the part that I've been seeing ramp up over the past few years that really makes me sad.
Yeah.
Like, wow, we're supposed to be a community and we're supposed to be looking out for each other, but you brought this generator or you've brought this RV and you won't shut it off. But that's why we have Black Rock Rangers. Those are the people who come in and they resolve conflicts without the police.
Right.
So when you see a person in khaki, they're generally there to help you. So you can always flag one down that's in a golf cart. Or if you're having a problem with a neighbor with a loud generator, you can be like, look, these people are doing this thing. Can you come talk to it? Or what we call ranger the situation, right? It's like more like conflict mediation. So the rangers are pretty valuable. Yeah, they're a very valuable resource too.
Yeah.
So there are people out there looking out for us.
That's good. And like I was going to bring one of those jackeries. Like,
the power stations? Yeah.
But then I was like, is there a way to charge it if it, like, I don't know how long it will last me? Like, is there like places you can go and pay for power? Like,
that's one of those, maybe you'll find someone who may be able to gift you power.
Right.
What I would do in the spirit of radical self-reliance is to get a solar panel.
Okay.
Get a solar panel for your jackery, so that way you have power.
Yeah.
So it would be, if you're camping with people who have an RV or a generator, you can plan for that. Like my e-bike, I need to charge it as well.
Right.
And so I usually, because I know that my friends have an RV and a generator, I'm like, hey, are we charging bikes today? Can I charge mine?
Right.
And I do. But the main expectation is you bring your own stuff and you take care of your own stuff.
Right. Then that's what I was trying to figure out. But I was also like, is there, because I know like because the only thing that they told me in my little 101 class, they were saying the only thing that you really need money for is ice. That you can buy ice every day, and but that's the only thing. And I was like, I wonder if like anyone's ever thought about doing a power station. And then I was like, well, is that getting away from the radical self-reliance? And then just kind of thinking through all of that.
Yeah.
And like, is that a service you could provide or a gift that you could be giving? And then it's like,
I bet you could.
Yeah.
I don't see that. I don't see why you couldn't bring that kind of gift.
Right. Yeah. Because if you can bring the gift of a sauna and a shower and, it's like, I'm so excited about it.
You're getting in the whole burner ethos. Yeah. I mean, having your devices charged and stuff is pretty important. I know some people will be like, well, what about like cutting off from the internet and cutting off this? It's like, yeah, that's great. But, if you've lost your phone, right, or it's dead and you need to reach somebody in the case of emergency, maybe it's not that cool to, say that. But there's always people who look at the 10 principles and they would counter with that kind of argument.
Right. Yeah. Well, someone was saying that they do have, like, certain places have Wi-Fi and they'll usually advertise if they'll let you come and use it. That way you can, like, check in at home if you need to. And, like, someone was saying, like, they usually go
and it's not a joke.
Yeah.
There's a lot of camps that I'll say, oh, it's Playa Wi-Fi, and then it's a joke because it's kind of a throwback
Wi-Fi.
to the whole Cacophony Society where, one year we had people saying that they were selling like oceanfront property and those like timeshare things. And somebody made a whole spoof about selling Black Rock City timeshares a couple of years ago and everybody freaked out. But that's the whole part of irony and the nuance of humor. And somehow I feel like it's a kind of a dying art. Like people are forgetting what irony means. So when I see stuff like that, I'm always like, are you for real, or is this a snarky joke? Like I'm going to come in here saying, I hear you have internet, and somebody's going to like bring something else.
Right.
That's a joke. So be prepared for it.
Okay.
I wouldn't rely on that.
All right.
I haven't seen it, but that's probably because I'm not looking for it.
Right.
What I said about that. So maybe people are doing that, but a lot of the times when I see it, it's usually snark.
Okay.
It's usually irony. It's a joke. It's a metaphor.
All right. That is very good to know. Because I was like, oh, that's kind of cool that a couple places must have like a Starlink or something that they're letting people check in with.
Yeah, you know what? I've never heard that, but that doesn't mean that it doesn't happen.
Right. Because it's a big place. You can't see everything.
I don't know. I would say to have a healthy amount of skepticism and just be prepared as much as you can be prepared.
Right.
as a new burner. Like, you're doing the right stuff. You're asking for feedback. You're going to the right resources. You're asking genuine questions. You know, and at the end of the day, if something happens and your phone dies and you need a charge, I'm pretty sure that somebody like I would help you.
Right.
We would figure out a solution. And that's the whole point, is bringing people together in this culture of individualism and building community by helping, by talking, by communicating with each other to help build something. And that's the whole premise of Black Rock City, is we go to the desert to build a community.
Right.
We do it in the most inhospitable environment in the entire world. We build a city there just so we can commune with each other to find our humanity and come together and disregard all of this capitalism crap, the thing that tells us we need to be aggressively individual. That's the whole point, is to like meet friends, help each other, and be a good human.
I love it.
Right? Me too.
Yeah.
Welcome to the community, Siobhan.
Thank you. I'm excited to be part of it. And I can't wait. And I hope that you'll come and we'll sit back down after the burn and after we both decompressed, and we will talk about all of the things that went right.
Yes. I'm excited to do that with you. This
and
is going to be
some
great.
of the stuff that went wrong, I'm sure. That's going to happen.
It's going to be a good conversation.
Yeah. But then we'll get to both reveal how our burn went and how successful I was at camping, at real camping.
It's going to be great.
I'm so excited.
Me too.
All right. Well, let's go have a drink off mic.
Sounds good.
And thank you all for listening, and go find your joy and go find a Burning Man regional. Go check it out.
Do it.
All right. Love y'all.